What's up, YouTube? It's your friendly neighborhood GM, your host, Coach Key, and welcome to Legends and Dice Cafe, where we learn about tabletop RPGs from old school to modern and do lots and lots of solo gameplay. Back with my weekly video like I do on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have provided me in the comments with some really awesome suggestions for some games to try out. And one of those suggestions that I got a few times from you guys for a solo game was Tunnels and Trolls. It says it's the original solo adventure. So I thought it'd be cool to do a quick review because the rules are so light. I figured we could do a quick review over the book, create our character, and start our solo adventure with Tunnels and Trolls. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It makes YouTube think that I'm pretty freaking cool. If you would like another way to support the channel, make sure you hop on over to Patreon and subscribe to Legends and Dice Cafe. And even if you didn't want to subscribe, I do have some maps that I've done, key original maps, loaded up there for sale as well. And soon I'll have some bundles so you can get a bunch for a few dollars. Let's get into it. All right, so here we go. Tunnels and Trolls. Now, I'm still very new to this system. Even though it is a simple system, I'm probably going to get some things wrong. So this has two different adventures, and it says the original solo adventure. Find out in this 2-in-1 adventure book with complete, easy-to-play rule system. In the very beginning right here in the rules section, it does say that this is an abbreviation of the full Tunnels and Trolls rules. To play this game, you will need some rough paper, a pen or pencil, and a number of 6-sided dice, at least 3. I've got a couple over here. You might find index cards useful, and there may be occasions where you are asked to use an ordinary deck of cards. And I have a deck of cards somewhere. So each adventure is defined by prime attributes: strength, intelligence, luck, constitution, dexterity, charisma, and speed. And of course, your strength is the ability to exert force, lifting, shoving, etc. It says if your strength ever falls to zero or below, your character is dead. Intelligence and measures your character's ability to reason, solve problems, and remember. Luck is measure how blind chance works for you against your character. Luck affects combat results, and is usually the attribute affecting saving rolls. Your constitution, your character's health, your combat damage is subtracted from your constitution. If your constitution reaches 0, the character again is dead. Dexterity refers to both manual dexterity and physical agility. Marksmanship is defined by dexterity. Charisma measures your personal attractiveness and leadership ability. It is not just a measure of good looks, but most often it is treated as such. Speed is how fleet or foot and how responsive a character is. Speed is the only thing standing between many adventurers and the monsters pursuing them. And then you have weight possible is 100 times your strength. It measures how many weight units a character can haul around. So for the example it provides, if a character has a strength of 15, that means he can carry 1,500 weight units. Let's see. So let's get into the races. But it does give you options to as far as becoming like an elf or a dwarf or a troll. It does recommend that you start out with being human first. So I think that was what we'll do first. Before we go into the next section for character types, let's go ahead and roll our dice. So let's see, you roll 3 6-sided dice, you add up the scores and write them next to the prime attributes. Use a pencil because these numbers could change later. Repeat the roll for each attribute listed. All right, so let's do it. We're going to do strength. I tried to stay on the line and realized that I wasn't and tried to pick it back up. All right, so let's see. I didn't see in here exactly where I haven't seen yet because I'm still going through the book. For each roll, it has to go in order. Like when I roll, it has to be strength. The next one has to be intelligence, and so on and so on. So I'm going to write those numbers down, and then I'm going to move them around until I see that that's something I can't do. Okay. All right. So I've got all of my scores down. So the next up is going to be, so it says the final decision needed to create your character is what kind of background and training he or she has had. The background determines how the character makes a living, and a great deal more. A character must fall within one of the 2 categories listed below. Each category, of course, has advantages and disadvantages, strengths and weaknesses. So It does let you know to read through them. And if this is your first time playing, it suggests if this is your first time playing Tunnels and Trolls, try a human warrior to begin with. And that's exactly what I was going to actually begin with, was a warrior. And get twice the normal listed protection from armor. Okay. And shields they use. That's good to know. While warriors can use most magical artifacts, they find warriors cannot cast any magic. Now goes into your provisions and equipment. Pretty simple rule set. To determine the number of gold coins your character starts out with, you roll 3 dice and multiply them. Multiply the result by 10. So let's see. We roll 3 of these dice. 6, 12. 12 times 10, 120. So I have 120 gold pieces. So the next up is your weapons. So you have your weapons right here. You have your dice plus adds, your strength requirements, your dexterity requirements, and your cost of it, your weight, and a range if it has a range. But from what I was learning, these on this side right here are the amount of dice that you would use for that particular weapon. And then these are like adds that you can add onto your dice. So you can use 2 dice and then add 5 to that dice roll, is what I'm thinking it is. So if I'm incorrect, definitely let me know. So we're going to see what we can buy. All right. Oh, and I just saw something in here. So it says the total strength needed of a character's armor and shield must never exceed their personal strength. So I wanted to highlight that. I love that it gives a lot of examples for the rules and stuff, which is very helpful. And then, of course, there are general supplies, warm, dry clothing pack, provisions for 1 day, ordinary torch, which we should probably grab that, and hemp rope, calf high boots, and ordinary magic staff. So it did say that, oh, never mind, it's 100. I was considering grabbing that, but maybe not. So let me figure out, what are we going to purchase? Let's see. Okay, so I've got my character done. I have not named my character yet, but I have my prime abilities. I have my money, what's left from everything that I've spent. I bought a warm, dry clothing pack. I bought provisions for 2 days. Ordinary torches, I got 10. And hemp rope, I also made sure I jotted down my weight possible, which is going to be strength times 100. So I can hold at least that much of weight from my understanding. And I have the weight for all of my supplies. And I purchased a short sword. So as far as damage, I'll be able to use 3 different dice. So let's get back into it. Let's see. And combat is pretty simple. You get something called personal adds. You utilize them within combat. So for each point above 12 in your strength, your luck, or dexterity, you get 1 point added to your personal adds, which is pretty cool. Except if any of those 3 attributes is below 9, you must subtract 1 point from your personal adds. My personal adds is going to be +2 for every 1 point. Again, hopefully I'm doing this right. For every 1 point above 12, which is 4. And then my luck is I get 2 negative for every point below 9. For dexterity, there's nothing right there. So I would do my dice roll, and then I would add my +2. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same thing with the monsters. They have something called like a monster rating, which is very similar, and they would do their dice roll using their weapons and the dice that they would, however many dice they get with that particular weapon, and then we would compare the two. And whoever got the highest out of the dice rolls would be the actual winner, and the difference between the numbers between the monster and my character will be how much damage is actually done. It seems like that can be a pretty dangerous game. So, but yeah, combat seems pretty simple, and it gives you a little thing right here. Follow this chart to conduct simple combat. So we'll get to that in a few. We're just about done with the rules and stuff. And then, of course, you got saving rules. So when the text of the game instructs you to make a saving roll, you use 2 dice to check your abilities against the hand of fate. And then next up you have magic, but we don't need to really worry about that at this current moment, since our character is going to be a warrior. I was thinking about Leonidas for my character name, but I'm not sure yet. Let's see, and we're just about done. Experience, leveling up. So experience points, and is also known as adventure points, And you gain them for these particular reasons: combat, saving throws, casting magic, and the GM can award points. And it tells you right here how many points you need in order to level up, in order to get to the different levels, all the way, it looks like up to level 11. And then you have a short table of random generate treasure to randomly generate treasure. So when you're told to roll on the jewels generation table, start by rolling one die to find out how big it is. And to find out what kind of gem it is, you roll two dice. And that's pretty much it. And again, it does let you know that the above rules are condensed from the Tunnels and Trolls rulebook that will enhance your gameplay. So that's pretty cool. So, and it does have two adventures, and one of them we're going to actually start on. I don't think that I'm going to actually start on this particular adventure. I think I'm going to start on the other adventure. I saw someone online on Reddit talking about their character didn't really make it past the first paragraph, multiple characters. So, I'm going to test out the other adventure first. So, Beyond the Silvered Pane. So, it starts off right here. Your host for this dungeon is that cheerful mercantile dwarf, Marcellanius the Fair. The fair he is, if you are fair with him. Those who try to cheat him finds he swings a mean war hammer. After purchasing an old mirror which proved to be an entrance to many separate planes of existence, I like this already, he saw a chance to make some money off the current dungeon delving grays and developed his Looking Glass Dungeon. No cracks about Alice in Wonderland. So let's call him Marcel. So Marcel looks up as you enter his dungeon supply shop at Rocco Square in downtown Telemark. Well, well, unless I sleep with orcs, you are here to challenge my Looking Glass Dungeon, correct? Good, fine. Let me explain how it works. If you have braved my friend Umslop's dungeon, which is probably the first one, but we're going to skip that one, you will find mine works much the same way. You can take short trips through the mirror, after which you come back here for healing, being awarded experience, and replacing equipment, which I'll be only too happy to sell you. You may leave a situation by saying enough, which lets me know you've had enough. I'll bring you back as soon as I hear that word. If you feel like a world beater, you can try to survive the mirror marathon. A character of little experience shouldn't try it, so I probably won't. In this trip, you simply start with one situation and continue through all situations without coming out to heal wounds or replace equipment. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. The choice is yours. Yeah, nah, I'm good. Let's see. I'll end my speech with some helpful suggestions. Sometimes brains are better than brawn. It's a good reminder. You may need the means of making a fire. Remember, things aren't always what they seem. Be prepared to confront the worst of yourself. Follow me. He takes you to a back room. The walls are hung with dark curtains, and a single torch burns to provide light. On a south wall is a mirror, 10 by 20 slab of ominous power. Ominous power. Marshall mutters a few words, and the mirror begins to glow redly. Step right up, don't be afraid, chuckles the dwarf. Take a last look at yourself and step right into the mirror. Good luck. So, you see your image bathed in blood red. Stepping forward, your leg disappears into the mirror. Sounds pretty interesting. You're on your way. If you're taking a short trip, roll 3 dice. So we'll roll a couple of dice and see what we get. So you read the paragraph and follow the directions. Make your decisions quickly. If you're trying the mirror marathon, which we're not, so we'll skip that. All right, so we're going to roll 3 dice. Let's see. 3. We got a 9. So let's see. So we rolled a 9. So we're gonna turn to paragraph 38. So you step out of the mirror into a large, well-lit 30 cubic room. There's one problem. You're standing on the ceiling. Wow. On the floor above you are rugs, couches, and a table with chairs. Light is provided by a fireplace. I love the description. And the smoke floats down the chimney. The pictures are upside down on the walls, as is the door. Sheesh. The whole effect is rather nauseating, I'm sure. If you search the walls and ceiling, go to 35. If you do nothing, go to 144. I think I'm gonna search the ceilings and the walls. So I'm gonna go to 35. So you make a first level saving roll based on luck of 20. So let's go back to saving throws. So saving throws, let's see, subtract the attribute from the number 20 for a level 1 roll, if I'm reading that correct. So let's see, my luck is 7. So I'm going to, oh wow, I guess don't think that's going to be pretty good. My luck is 7, so it's 13. So I think 13 is the number that we're going to need to hit. So I'm going to turn this page. So my luck is subtract the 7 from the 20. So that's going to give me 13, and 13 is the hit number. And then, let's see. Then I'm going to roll 2 dice. And I have to meet that. So if the result of the dice roll is equal to or greater than your to hit number from above. So we didn't make it. Otherwise, so all you get from this room is nausea. Say enough and go to 116. Enough. So my man Marcel, he heard me and I began to glow redly, and I'm supposed to go to number 4. So we're going to go to number 4. Great, you survived, cries my man Marshall. As you appear in the mirror room, many were not so lucky. Now there's the simple matter of 10% of any treasure you have brought back. Thus, this amount was deemed fair at the Brotherhood of Dungeons host convention last year. Pay the dwarf and go to 1. For now, we're going to go to number 1. You get all the experience earned during the trip as described in the Tunnels and Trolls rules. You are now awarded 100 bonus experience points for surviving a short trip. You get 200 points if you have survived the Mirror Marathon, which I didn't. If you have made 5 trips with the same character, which I haven't. So you may otherwise try another short trip with this character. Roll 3 dice and go to paragraph indicated on the chart in the introduction, adding 1 to the roll if you have already been to this room. So I'm going to add my experience points. 10% ever. I didn't understand as far as 10% is of all the treasure that I brought back. So I guess that's maybe my goal possibly. So if you have that answer, definitely drop it in the comments. And until then, I'm just gonna owe my man's because he's my man. He's my man Marshall, so he be okay. So I'm going to give myself. So you're awarded 100 bonus points, experience points. Since I was so quick, let's try one more short trip. So let's see. So let's do another short trip. So let's roll 3 dice. So we've got 11. We've got 12. So let's see. So we got 12. So we're gonna go to paragraph 55. So let's see. So you are in a green room. In the center of this room is a green statue, which appears to be a demon of some sort. That doesn't sound good. It is 10 feet tall, has scaled wings, and long arms and legs. One of its eyes is a huge ruby. That sounds pretty cool. The other socket is empty. Its one eye trains upon you, and the statue speaks. Bring Kazamax his eye, and you'll be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams. If you agree to do it, go to 169. If you refuse, go to 212. Or you can say enough. I think we're going to let's try it out. So we're going to agree, and we'll go to 169. So a light comes into his eye. Excellent. Now step onto the black square. As you do so, it continues. The eye is part of a dragon's hoard. You must now go and kill this thief. When you get back my eye, you will be returned here. Make a second level saving throw on Dex for a chance to jump off the square. If you make it, go to 212. Let's see, so we take our dexterity, which is 11, and we subtract that from 25, and that gives us 14. And let's see, if you make it, go to 212. If not, go to 161. You materialize in a treasure room. That sounds pretty cool. There are heaps of gold, silver, gems, and jewelry. Resting on the treasure is a large dragon. You can either try to talk to it or you can attack it. I'm going to try to talk to it. So I'm going to go to 175. Let's see. If your ads are 30 or more, go to 13. If not, make a first level saving roll on intelligence 20 to see if the dragon will talk to you. If you make it, go to 97. If not, then you board the dragon and it attacks you. Yowzers. Okay. So I haven't been getting pretty good rolls. I haven't been getting good rolls. Yeah, so actually, we're gonna pause right there. I hope you enjoyed this cool video with Tunnels and Trolls. They have tons more other books that I'm still kind of learning about. So stay tuned for some more gameplay and some more Tunnels and Trolls books coming up because I definitely plan on grabbing some more. As always, don't forget to make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you comment and make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of the cool content that I post every single week, unless I'm having some technical difficulties. Once this video airs, I will be just finishing up my very last session of Dragon Heist, and I'll be doing a review on how easy or not so easy is Dragon Heist to run for a new dungeon master, game master, or judge, or referee. You know what I mean. I'm going to take a quick break for a few weeks, but I will be running some one-shots and I'm going to post them up on Start Playing Games. And as always, I hope you guys have a super fantastically awesome rest of your Friday as well as an awesome weekend. I'll see you guys next week, same time. And next week is Patreon's choice. So we'll see what they pick for the video for me to do for next Friday. So I'll see you guys next week, same time.